Tammy Louise, TLC Designs. How is everybody this week? I hope everything is going well. Michigan is trying to dry out and warm up a little. I got my first haircut since COVID, January 2020. See, I have a hairstyle. I'm so impressed with it, actually. It was getting just crazy, nonsense, scraggly, kind of older gray textured hair. I wasn't happy with it, but now it's just got a little bit of style and I feel better. And I put my face on. And I actually went to the store. I know this isn't craft oriented, but I went to the store and I got burgundy mascara. I just thought, you know, I'm not girlying up very much recently, and I need to like girly up. And it was my Mother's Day treat to myself. So I went shopping and I got a really pretty glitter fingernail polish for the tips. I have a new manicure I did myself, and burgundy mascara. And hello. Hi, Sheila. Nice to have you here. Hi, Kathy. So we have a lot of people coming in. It was a big week. We did a design team call, and that ended on the 7th. We have chosen the new design team, and we have branched out into a YouTube/Instagram team only. So you're not going to see blog posts or some other things from them, maybe not quite as many projects, but it's going to be YouTube directed. So the actual videos will be on the TLC Designs YouTube channel, and then also on the individual design team members' channel. So we're doing that, and then we have another brand ambassador. Misty is going to be joining us. She's fantastic. I can't wait to get started in June with all of these new designers, people that can inspire us and keep us motivated to get that crafty feeling, the joy that we get from crafting. It's important to, rotate a few different people every once in a while with the company, and that's what we've done, and it's just grown exponentially. It's just fantastic. The people, I think we had 84 applications, so that was a load. Thank you so much, everyone, for applying. There were only so many positions available. Don't stop applying. Continue to grow in your field. How else can I inspire you? We all start someplace. I was a brand new card designer, and I tried out for a few teams and was declined. So it happens to everyone to begin with. You build your skills. Picture taking is very important. Place settings with the cards is important. Those are things that can come after you get the light box or some sort of a really good light source. Always, work on the skills as far as mediums. In May, we are working on color mediums in the design team. A lot of the ladies are focusing directly on coloring illustrations because that is a very important part, but not everyone works with illustrations either. There are designers that you don't have to color, you create with dyes, or you create media, multimedia, or you do altered projects, whatever it is that is your niche. Perfect it and be happy with it and continue to apply for other teams. So having said all of that, hubby over there, the tech guy, say hi, tech guy.
Hi, tech guy.
He's going to move the camera to down by my hands. He's going to lower the light and get a little bit more light on what's going on. And we're going to get started for today. We're going to do an interactive card, the See You in the Center die. It's really super fun. We have a lot of new people in the team and a lot of new people in the group itself. And I want to make sure that everybody sees how easy this is assembled. I know I've done it a few times, but it has been several months. So we're going to do that. Ready? Go. Okay. All right. He's shaking his head at me like, go, Tammy, go. So let me see if I can pull this a little bit closer without it getting too much in the picture and make sure that I'm not missing anyone. Hi, Chris. And Kathy Myers is here, James. Our friend Kathy Myers. Oh, and Natalie. She is joining our team. Hello, Natalie. Great to have everyone here. Boy, this is really got a lot of glare on it. I had no idea it was going to be so glare. There, I'll hold this up for a minute. So these are some of the products that are available at TLC Designs that we're going to use tonight. And I wanted to just quickly go over it. The Happy, don't want it to glare. The Happy stamp comes with 6 different stamps. It's got a few little words, but look how cute he is. He's so sweet. And then we are going to use the Action Stamp set because it's an interactive and it has a dial that you're going to want to move. And then we are going to use Aztec Sunshine Circle. We're just going to use the sun itself. You could add as much of, embellishment dies that you want to any project. With the collection at TLC, they all interact with each other size-wise. So it's really good to have a large collection so that you can grab out of several different ones. And we're going to use the grass die from the Land and Seas collection. And here's the sea in the center. It has a matting die. It has a frame die. It has an inner frame die, which is really unique because it can cut separately and pop up so that it gives you a little bit more dimension. I'll show you what the card actually looks like. So this is the frame. I don't have the matted die. It would be a little bit bigger. And then this is the one that pops up. Give you a little bit more dimension on your project or more color. I've made one of these with the alicorn horses, and it was kind of more of a pink because the horses were colored pink. So you can add that other base color to your project with something like a frame that goes on the outside. And it has all of the mechanism tools that you're going to need and full instructions on the back. Okay, so it's pretty clean cut, easy to do. Let's get started. So I'm not going to do any of the cutting of this actual card shape today because basically I will show you what they look like. Uh-oh, I dropped something. Can't be good. This is the actual frame die. Super cute. I don't know how well you can see it over here, but you get this little stitch right here. And that comes with the die itself. So we cut one of these, and I used the Watercolor Naturals design paper pack that's available in the store for the sky, and I used it also for the green grass. It fell over here somewhere, probably down there. He's on the floor looking for what I dropped. He's such a good guy. Yeah, did you find it? Yes. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we cut that, and then the Land and Seas, I keep the open ones in a separate package, then I keep the other ones. This is the actual grass die, and I simply cut it out of the green and then trimmed it around the edges to create 2 different layers of the green. And I did that because this layer is really super cute and it's in a great position, but I needed to cover the brad that's going to hold the mechanism. See there? So you're going to need to put a brad there. Now, whether or not you decide to cover that brad or put maybe a mushroom illustration or a flower illustration, or it could be anything that you choose to put over it if you don't cover it with paper. But you're not, even let's see, if I used a blue brad, like a baby blue colored brad, you might not even be able to see it. So depending on what caliber of project you want to end up with, that is why I went a little higher with the grass. So let me get this put away real quick. The next step, now we have our base card. I used Aztec Sunshine to create, you get the actual outside die of the rays, and you can use that by itself entirely, but it also comes with an inside dimensional circle that you could pop on top of it, and that's what I've chosen to do with this one. You can kind of see. And it's with a metallic paper, so it kind of glows. It's really kind of a pretty accent piece to the project. That doesn't, you spend an hour doing it. You cut 2 little dies and you're all set. You pop it up with a dot. So that is set. Now, Oh, I wanted to talk to you too. I'm using both a polymer stamp, which is Happy, this one here, and this digital stamp. His name is Baby Greetings. Isn't he sweet? And the digitals come with all of these sentiments as well. Thinking of you, sharing the love, spreading some kindness. He has a cute little bow tie you could put on his collar, a little pacifier for in his mouth, or this decorated one, I used the flower that comes with the digital set, and I placed it over the actual digital image itself. And that's the result. You get a little baby bottle sending you a smile. You bring me joy. Only happy thoughts and happiness and sunshine you could put with you are my, and then on the inside, choose one of those if you like. But this is a really good sentiment set. A lot of people are telling me that this is like a general, everybody needs to have sort of set anyway. So we are mixing Digi with polymer on today's project. So the first step is to know that you're going to use whatever frame you're going to choose. I have already chosen our frame, so we're past step 1. The die that you need in order to cut let me get this, hang on just 1 second. The slots. So you're going to need some slots so that your objects can move. The die that you're going to choose is one of 2 that are available in the actual set. You have one that's long for if you have a horizontally driven card, and you have one that's just a tad bit shorter in case you wanted to make a card that was the other way. You would have enough room. This one, you wouldn't be able to see the frame because it's too long. So I gave you 2 choices. Just choose whichever slot you prefer to work with directly on this one, and I'm going to go with the larger. So once I had all of this product on the actual frame set itself, all you need to do is decide where you want, excuse me, my voice sounds horsey, doesn't it, honey?
Yes.
Well, that was quick. Don't put the brad in yet, obviously, but choose where you want your people to slide. These ones are kind of bigger, so I'm definitely going to go toward the center. And then run this through your die cut machine, and you're going to end up with the slots that you need in order to create the project. Okay. Then the next step, according to the instructions, is do some cutting for the mechanism. I'll bring this up as close as I can get it without it glaring in your faces. So there is a dial, and you're going to cut 2 of these and adhere them together so that your paper is as strong as it can be. I have already adhered 2 of these, and I think it was 110-pound cardstock, okay? And I used the action stamp here. It's just a little arrow right here. You could actually put slide if you wanted. It will fit there. Or you could use even the multi one and put more than 1 arrow on it too. The double dial die actually is a larger dial, and that stamp fits perfectly with the section that you'll see if you use the double dial die. So you're going to end up with 1 of these, and then you're going to cut 4 of the arms. The arms look like this. Okay, you cut 4 of them so that you can create 2. When you're finished, you're going to have 1. Where's the other one? There it is. 2. 2 double strong arms is what you're going to end up with. And then you're going to take the washers, which are the paper that is the die that's a little bit shorter than the arm. It's the same width. And this is what the die looks like. And what you're going to want to do is cut 4 of these, 8 of these, I'm sorry, so that you can get 4 that are double strong. Paper is only paper, and it will wear out. The stronger you can make it, the better, but you don't want it so thick that the brads won't work correctly or allow the mechanism to function correctly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All together. Didn't want that one in there. We will do that later, and I'll show you what that's for. And then when you have all of the cutting finished, you want to decide where your slots go, cut them into it, and use your dial to determine where your slot goes. So I forgot to mention that when you were choosing, you want to definitely make sure that your card's going to function correctly. So you want to go under it a little bit, kind of recognize which hole. See, it's definitely going to be that hole, because if I chose this one, you couldn't see the dial. If I chose this one, you would see this much of the dial. So it would be not in an appropriate place. So we have put a brad through the center where the slots are created. When you cut those slots, does not cut that hole, but it definitely embosses where the hole belongs. So there is a die that you can use that is tiny that will cut that hole, or you can just use a pad and your poke tool from Spellbinders and create the hole in the actual frame. So now we have a hole we've put a brad through from the front, right? And we've found where our dial will fit the best. So now what we want to do is we want to use that formula. I'm going to move these just a little out of the way so you can see the directions. Let me lift the directions out of the glare. You want to put the dial down, and where you've decided to connect the dial to the actual frame is going to be left blank. And up above it by 1 and down below it by 1 is where you're going to apply the arms. So let's do that. So we know that this is where this brad is going to end up. So we want to apply an arm here and here. Being so white, you can barely see it. This is where it's going to connect to the frame. This is one arm, and this is another arm. Let's make sure I'm doing this correctly. There you go. Okay, so let's do that. We are going to take one of these arms. We are going to put it the brad through the hole that's above where it's going to attach. Now, there's a tool that comes in this particular die set. It actually says the word tool. And you cut it, and you cut 2 or 3 of them, and you put them together, and you end up with a spacer. I'm calling it the spacer because that's what it does. Gives you enough space, allows enough space between the wings to open and close appropriately so that you're not too close. Your brads aren't so tight that it won't move. So let's use it. Put it in between there, open, and pull the tool out. We're going to do the same exact thing just under. This is, again, where the dial attaches to the card. So we're going to go, this one goes here, and this one goes here. We're going to go through here, use the tool, pop it in there. I'm going to show you this close up so y'all can see. See the tool? When you close the brad around the tool, it's giving you the space you need, and then when you take it out, your brad is loose enough. I don't know if you can see. What do you think, James? Can they see the space? Not exactly. You do? Okay. He says yes. So now you have your dial mold this way. You make it look just like the picture looks, right? Okay, so the next step that we want to do is the, what are these called again? Washers. I'm sorry. You're going to put a brad through one of the sides of the washers, and you're going to apply the washer right through the slot. Turn it over. And you want to work really close to the middle first. We're going to put the tool in and close the middle. Now we know that that's attached. We're going to put the tool in and, okay, I'm forgetting a washer. I'm sorry. So you put 2 washers. So it's brad through a washer, through the slot, through another washer. Use your tool. Close the brad. Grab your next washer. I have the brad through the washer. You put the washer and brad up to the slot, put it through. Grab the next washer. Paper always works better next to paper. If you try and add metal, you can cut through or chop up or damage the paper, and your mechanism stops working appropriately. Is anybody asking any questions, dear?
Mm.
Okay.
I was just enjoying your tool.
I see. Is that what they said? There you go. So now what we have is 1/2 of the mechanism sliding stuff working. And you can grab, sorry, my knee is killing me for some reason right this second. I must have put, when I put these down earlier.
Too close or something?
Huh?
Did you put them too close or something?
No, I think the railing that I created worked with maybe one of the other. I'm just going to take that off for a second because I want to show that it does slide, but I have these I'm going to call them railings. I don't know what else to call them. It's like a train track. It kind of just allows an easier flow for this washer to work in the slot. And I put both of those on when I actually made the project yesterday. So this is what you have in the front, and this is what you have in the back. Okay? Let's put this over here and this over here. So now what we need.
What is the little tool you're using?
It is a die. Let me show you. It's a die that comes with the actual see you in the center die set. And it is almost an arm with a notch in it. And I will show you. See? It has that notch. So every time you need to open those brads and get a good distance, you're going to be able to put this notch over the brad and then close the wings of the brad. And then take this out and you have a distance, a width of this tool between your brad and the paper so that it works really well. It's one of the specialities of this die set. It was an awesome little tool to have thought of. So what am I on? Oh, I hope that answered everyone's question. So let's finish out this process with a brad. Through the front, through the slot, and through brads have been opened, and they kind of look like a duck beak. They don't stand next to each other, so they're harder to get the holes through once you've opened them once. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that or had that issue, but there. So now that I've gotten that through, I want to put the mechanism on. Again, with the duck beak. Just kind of too open to go through the hole anymore. You know, when you get brand new brads, they're really tight next to each other. They work perfect. You don't have any issues.
Dawn's husband is snoring on the couch.
Poor Dawn. So use the tool, and I can get closer so that everyone can kind of see how this works. James, tell me if it's visible.
Yeah.
So you have the orange brad there. You're going to take this tool, put it right over the wings of the brad, and then open it, and then take your tool out. And it leaves a gap big enough to make this mechanism function. Okay, so now our mechanism is attached to the actual frame. Our next job is to attach the arms, right?
Hi, Dawn. She said I was quiet tonight.
Huh?
She said I was being quiet tonight.
Oh. He has dinner on, ladies. I'm getting pork roast in a crock pot with potatoes and carrots. What else, honey? Onions?
Onions and potatoes
Yummy.
and carrots. And
so we're applying
spices.
the arm that was directly only attached to the dial. We're applying that to the washers. So that's what makes it move. When you turn left or right, it's pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing in the slot. The washers are moving at that point. Okay. And you want to just kind of test every once in a while, make sure that everything is running really smooth and see how that looks. Okay. Let me show you on the other side. Now we've only attached one of the washers, right? So we're only gonna get to see one moving so far, but we're gonna change that right now. Let's move this one back over here. And we are going to take yet another brad, put it through the front of the washer, through the slot, and through the back of that washer. And then take the other arm that's already attached to your dial and put it on that same brad. Just like that. Use your tool, put the slot around the wings of the brad, close them. And that's it, ladies. It doesn't get any more simple. This is driving me nuts. I noticed that this piece of grass is hanging too far. We're going to adjust it. I'm still going to cover that brad, but I want this to move. It's still doing it. There. It won't matter because the dragon that's going to go there is really large. Anyway, look, it's so sweet, how fun. And that's the entire function of the step-by-step function of the interactive die. It's just a small step that will get it a little bit better is if you take some of the 3M or some kind of a pop tape that has a flat edge. And
on the side it's pushing on.
On the side that it's pushing on, because he's right. I want to show you why he's right. If you move this arm is pushing down on the slot. Like this.
Yeah, because of
the arm. The arm is pushing down in the slot. It has to in order to move it. If this cute little washer had something to run on like a rail, it will stay straighter longer and work longer for the users. You see? So it's kind of butting up against this piece of tape. And that's it.
It runs nice and smooth.
Oh, yeah. It's like butter. So let's just pop this cute little guy over here. His name is
our very early idea of that was to grease it, but she didn't like that idea.
Grease it? Ew. Yucky. And I popped him up, and I'll tell you why I did that. Because if you have two different, I'm going to take some glue and stick this on here again. If you have two different illustrations that are going to kind of cross each other or touch each other in the center of a card, if they're the same level of height on your card, they're going to butt up against each other. If one of them's a little bit higher, then they're going to kind of flow a little better, right? So let's stick the baby, the little baby that wants his bottle, and his big brother is going to give him the bottle. We're going to put him there. And one of the other secrets that I've incorporated into this, it came from Cassie Hewlett. I have to give credit where credit is due. Take one of your pop dots and put the sticky part on the dragon, but leave one of the non-sticky coverings on the other side. And all that's going to do is make sure that, oops, you see that, James? I put it on there and it wasn't over the head. I know. So it's going to make sure that your image doesn't go down or up. Okay? You see what difference that makes. Instead of going flip-flopping back and forth like this, you're going to have him staying the same exact distance and level on the actual project. And you could do that on the other side as well. And then I put some pop dots on him because he is the one that I wanted to go in front of the baby. I could actually have cut the bottle, would be really cute if I had cut a separate bottle out and put the bottle in the big brother's hands so that he could take the bottle to the baby. But I didn't think of it early enough. So we're going to add one of those little dots that are only sticky on the side that the illustration is on, and it's not sticky on the other side. We're going to add that so he doesn't go cockeyed either. So then we want to test again. You always want to test. Let's see if we can arrange them so that I like how they're sitting. There. Now, if you like how they're sitting and you're done playing with how they're going to function together, I suggest you turn your project over at that point. Use some sort of adhesive. I'm going to use Glossy Accents. And I am going to glue.
Dom said that she didn't get around to trying to see if your dye would work with her original Sizzix red dye cut machine.
Oh, yeah, I do want to know, Dawn. You should let me know when you find out. So I'm going to put some Glossy Accents on where the illustration is attached, which is here. And all that's going to do is make sure that your illustration cannot go left or right. Now, it's not going to be dry, so I'm not going to be able to show you the difference. But as you use this mechanism, your images could go left, right, left, right. If you have them glued in position with the brads that are attached to them, it will not move left and right. It'll just go in the sideways direction that you want, the horizontal direction, like this. Isn't he sweet? I might pop him up one more little dot. Let's take him off because he is still running into his baby brother, and I don't want that. So we're going to put one here. He's just going to be a little higher on the project.
So you just added Glossy Accents to the brads?
Yes. It glues those brads so that they can't swivel. They can still work on the paper, but they are unable to swivel left and right. Okay. Now, because he's higher, I might have to add another layer to this pop dot and this pop dot so that this image stays flat. You see how these two are higher that are going to attach to the brad. This one's not quite as high. So we're going to fix that afterward. But let's put him on here and see if we like how it works.
And keep in mind, you got to make sure that the pop dots aren't going to run into the other image when they overlap. You know what I mean?
There we go. Now he's still, did you see how he went sideways? There. It's perfect.
Cool.
Isn't it sweet? These little dragons are just the cutest little things. Oop, I'm getting Glossy Accents from the back of this project all over my desk here. So, ladies, that is, huh? And gentlemen, I'm sorry. Wasn't finished with my conversation. I could say ladies, gentlemen, crafters, crafty folks, paper makers, card designers. I can call you a million different things. So I want to get that Glossy Accents off my desk. I made a mess. I should have had one of those pads down. But that is the project for today. Super easy. And I know that there are a lot of new people in the groups that are going to be interested in watching this because if you're like me, you're hands-on or you're at least a very visual learner. So it's important to watch somebody do it step by step and try and figure out some of the little tricks that we've learned in the long run making these projects. So, James.
Yes.
You want to go back to the me version camera, the version of me.
Are you ready?
He guesses. I guess, he says. So, what a fun project. I know it was kind of quicker tonight. It's only 8:35.
Kathy says you need a glass pad for your beautiful.
I
desk.
do have a glass pad, actually, Kathy. You're brilliant. If I had thought about that originally, James, could you pull this light up away from my forehead so I'm not glowing? Please and thank you. So, the project tonight was kind of to specifically go over step-by-step tutorial on the actual interactive project. But why not throw like some really cute dragons in there, right? I mean, it's good. But I didn't think about putting the glass on the desk. And I do have one. So that was a great suggestion. I will try and remember to use it next time for sure. So what do we have coming up? We have the design team announcement. They are going to start with their beautiful creations in June, and it is going to go until the end of November. I think it's the end of November, with inspiration blog posts. So things are changing up a little bit. We're definitely going to have a YouTube and Instagram team that are specifically for those social media platforms. If that's your place and that's where you love to go, then definitely ring the bell on the YouTube channel. You could actually go tonight. We are streaming to the TLC Designs YouTube channel. You ring that bell, subscribe, choose all. You'll get notified. Jim sends out the notifications within half an hour to an hour before I go live, so you'll always know when something fun is coming. Next week, I want to apologize for not getting the papers in the store. I don't know what happened. I'm going to claim ignorance.
Okay.
He says, okay. Sometimes the week goes really swimmingly well, and other times things go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs here at the Cunliffe residence. And in the design studio as well, because the design team, the members were coming. Different forms are due, and you got to get bios and you got to get pictures and all those fun things. And I know some of the ladies that are on tonight are on the group, and that's fantastic. I'm so glad you could join in. This is me. Hi, it's Hannah Louise. So it was fun, but not quite as productive as I had hoped. But I am going to get the papers in, and I got the clear bags for them. So the company Clear Bags actually did their job. And I have the bags to put the papers in. So one step closer, right? Let's pick Mr. Cunliffe. Let's pick a winner.
Okay. Give me a number.
Number 14.
Okay.
14.
All right, let me type it in.
He's typing it in.
Okay, are we ready?
We're ready. You ready?
Well, almost done.
Set.
And go.
Go.
Kendra Sands Morgan.
Kendra. She's on the design team. I think that's the Kendra. But you know what? That's okay. She's not on the design team yet. We'll just go ahead. I'm good with that.
All right.
It's sweet. Congratulations, Kendra. Please send me a message. Let me know that you are the winner. Is she still?
Yep, she just said yay.
She just said yay. Okay, good.
So you want her to email you or?
Well, no, it'll be a $10 gift certificate to the store, but because she's on the design team, she's going to probably, end up with some product anyway. So her and I will do a message. I think that's fair. You're not on the design team yet, and you haven't got any product that's new, and you deserve it just as much as anybody else. So we will talk and send something to you. Figure it out. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I know it's an early night, but, dinner is ready, and I'm hungry. No, I'm kidding. Have a great week. Stay crafty. Learn to live creatively with us here at The Journey. If you haven't yet, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, we have the store page, TLC Designs on Facebook. James, would you run the address to the store across the bottom? If you haven't subscribed to the store yet, that is where you want to go first. You will get updates on releases as well as blog hops, And our blog is going to, the inspiration blog will be attached directly to the store as well. So that is the address to the store. And then we have the creative sharing Facebook group where if you make something, I want to see it for sure. Please feel free to join that group. I'll enter you in. It's a private group, so not everybody can get in there. But if you're a card maker, some sort of designer, and you've made something with TLC's products, I'd love to see them. I absolutely adore seeing everybody else's different creations. So I have had a great night, and I will see you all again very soon. It was nice to have you here. Bye. See you.